whatever. I still don't understand why people give him as much money as they do, but I can at least understand, well, Brennan's funny, or Melton is good at certain aspects of his game, whatever. I can't wrap my head around anyone giving Steel Toe, giving Aaron money. And look, if you give him money, cool. Whatever, dude. We all like weird shit. It's whatever. Follow _Mersh on YouTube. Follow _Mersh on YouTube. Yeah, _Mersh. It's one of these gay Podawful projects where every time like I made a new account, he would make that account but with an underscore in front of it. Because he's so clever. Bunch of family members that still show up to my funeral just because they think that there's some bones to pick at.
S2BH, everybody. Sad to be here, of course. I'm your host, Jesse PS. This is Podawful, and this is the Mershmorial for our good friend, RIP to the big god out there. He's up there with Dear God now. Of course, _Mersh. A final big round of applause for _Mersh, a guy who every time we've ever had to play that round of applause from before is because we were playing one of his clips. He did the fucking dirty work, and I mean some of the dirtiest work on the internet. He sat around watching Mersh in order to clip him, and it fucking killed him. Believe it or not, _Mersh is dead. If you don't know _Mersh, do you know Mersh? Are you guys familiar with Mersh at all?
Heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, so he's this fat guy, right? He's cross-eyed. And what Podawful is basically a show. What I do is all I do is talk about Mersh every single day. We talk about his poops. We talk about how hard he wipes, and we talk about, the way he walks sometimes. Every once in a while, we'll notice that he walks silly, and we go, yeah, that's a show. That seems good enough. So this guy, _Mersh, now a lot of Mersh's own fans, believe it or not, this guy whose poops we talk about, he has fans. So welcome to the internet, by the way. So a guy, you can be fat and cross-eyed, and you can gain not only the enemy that is whatever the fuck you're looking at right now, Podawful, but you can also gain fans because nothing is real, everything's fucked up, and the world is a toilet. Enjoy the drain ride. So, speaking of drain rides, Auschwitz, Dave Portnoy, he's doing it. Guys, we're revving the engines back up. We're heading back to Auschwitz. Dave Portnoy's sending kids.
Fires.
We're lighting the fire. Okay, let's hang on a second. Propane and propane accessories. We're doing it. Dave Portnoy is sending children to Auschwitz. And I was told that was bad in the past. Now, apparently, it's a teachable moment. It's something you can learn from. So, I don't know. It seemed like there was plenty to learn from in the 40s as well. Although, the lesson never gets learned. We're at 111 now, everybody. Anyway, has nothing to do with _Mersh. So Mersh had fans, or he's got them, I guess. And _Mersh is a guy where he was like, Mersh, I'm him, but, dumber. And the people fell for it. They would believe that _Mersh was the real Mersh. Mersh's own fans could not tell this. So in reality, let's talk about what really happened here. In reality, _Mersh was a clipper, okay? He was a guy that would clip Mersh, and he would make these fun little edits of Mersh's terrible streams, and it made Nightwave clowning a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. And
Sure did.
it was so much easier. I mean, with him and Angie, invaluable resources, okay? For the people who like to make fun of Mersh, we couldn't live without these folks. And unfortunately, _Mersh, this is true, this is real, and I found out in the worst way possible. I found out from actual Mersh that _Mersh died. This is actually this is a sad one, obviously. And by the way, I believe _Mersh's family might be watching, right? His brother, who I've spoken to his brother and his sister-in-law. I think he's got another brother and a sister as well. Seems like a great guy. From everything I know, he
The guy died?
Dude, for real.
I thought it was his channel.
No. His channel died months ago. He stopped uploading. Now, this is what people might be a little confused on.
Fuck?
He stopped uploading Mersh clips a few months back, but he actually made a post and he said, this was before Mersh's first trip to Vegas this year, which we covered extensively on Podawful. And he said, listen, and I was kind of saying the same thing until Vegas happened. He was like, listen, Mersh is boring. And so I'm going to calm down. He's going to Vegas. And when he comes back, maybe I'll start uploading again. And he never did. And people were worried for a while. Turns out, though, he didn't die until last Wednesday. So I don't know what happened in that in-between time. But what I do know is, and I think this is official, is that Mersh fucking killed him.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
Kill a gorilla!
So this man, listen, he seemed like, by all accounts, a great dude. He was, I think he was like 49 years old, by the way, which is crazy. We'll talk about it. Mersh is going to talk about it in his video here that I'm going to play. But we want to do a proper memorial for him. Again, I've spoken to some of his family members. Seemed like a really nice guy. Handsome fella, smart guy, creative. He just liked making these videos. I talked to his brother. His brother said he just enjoyed making these videos. Like, it wasn't about trying to get views or anything. He had fun finding this weird little creative outlet through the Mersh community. Now, what his brother didn't understand was that the Mersh community is not a pro-Mersh community. So his brother, God bless this man's soul. And again, God bless your family. Dear God is with you in this trying time. The cult is with you in this trying time. Podawful's got your back. We're here for you. But I can't believe it. _Mersh has literally been trolling Mersh from beyond the grave. Now, if this was me, I'd be mortified, okay? I would be horrified to find out the giant mistake I made if I was the brother in question here. But the brother in question reached out to actual Mersh and was like, hey, my brother was a big fan of yours, I guess. He really connected with you. And obviously Mersh is like, huh? I think you got the wrong idea here, bro. And of course, Mersh lost his sister recently. Last year he lost his sister. So he couldn't bring himself to just directly tell this guy, hey, fuck off, I hate you. But he wanted to. And I'd be mortified. However, I know for a fact _Mersh would be delighted to know that even after death, he's somehow still fucking with Mersh. _Mersh, all because of his brother here, by the way, led to a whole new Mersh episode of Podawful. And _Mersh, by the way, I think since before he had the channel, _Mersh was a pizza funder since 2022, I believe. So always a big supporter of this show, of this program, and we salute him in his journey to Jewish heaven, which is, of course, hell. So, well, listen, no, this guy, if heaven's real, whoa, Scott, are you new?
Jesus.
Seriously? You're like,
I'm very new.
You're brand new, apparently.
Brand new.
Listen, if heaven were real and anybody was going to go there, it's _Mersh. Not only was he doing the Lord's work in making it so that Mersh couldn't have a comfortable moment of his life and making it so that my job was much easier. But from what I understand, up until around the same time last year that Mersh lost his sister, actually, Underscore Mersh lost his mother. And Underscore Mersh was a full-time caretaker for his extremely sick elderly mother. That was 100% of his day was taking care of her. And so all those little stupid Mersh videos and stuff, that was like the little bit of spare time, you know, when mom was asleep, basically, that was a little bit of spare time he had. It was just his way of letting off steam. And unfortunately, last year, his mom did pass away as well. So I don't know. And listen, I don't know anything. I don't know how he died or anything like that. I don't want to get too morbid with any of this. And again, I do think some of his family might be, although, you know what, I will say that I think legally you should be forced to tell people how a guy died. I got to be honest. Listen,
was it something contagious? Was it something like, did he catch it off his mom?
We need to know. Okay. Listen, the guy was 49, so he's right there. This is the most troubling part. And again, I love him big time. Everybody for years thought I was Underscore Mersh, by the way. I would get messages all the time saying like, love what you do with Underscore Mersh. Hey, Jesse, are you Underscore Mersh? I know you actually like music, Jesse, because Underscore Mersh has the best music choices in his videos. And I'm like, it's not. Yes, actually it is me. And then I would lie to them and take all of his
now
credit.
He can't. Now he's dead, so he can't correct the record.
He can't. Hey, what are you going to fucking do about it now, huh? So we crack a can of Dr. Pepper in Underscore Mersh's honor. It was me. You got trolled, Mersh. It was me, actually, the whole time. Cheers, everybody, huh?
Cheers.
Cheers. To Underscore Mersh.
Was he a big guy? Do we know if he was a big guy?
He was you mean fat? No, not a fat guy.
Yeah,
handsome.
Not a fat guy.
Handsome, older fella, nice. Yeah. Should we dox him? Listen, it's what he would have wanted.
Full head of hair. Does he have a full head of hair?
I think what he would have wanted is for us to dox him in his death and show that there is a photo that his brother posted on Instagram. I'm not going to show it. It's his whole family, and this was before his mom passed and stuff. Looked like a nice guy. And frankly, I've known who Underscore Mersh was the entire time. I knew he was a pizza funder. I knew who he was in the pizza fund. We actually had a breach. This is how I found out who it was. We had a breach in the pizza fund at one point where I discovered that somebody was leaking content, and the person who was doing it had to be a $40 member of the pizza fund, which, by the way, shout outs to Underscore Mersh for being, he was a $40 guy. And by the way,
his family don't know how to cancel that, right?
Yeah, to his brother, let's keep the pizza fund going for a few more months, okay? A few more months, let's just keep it rolling in his honor, it's what he would have wanted.
He would have wanted it.
I think I swear oh my God. I'm not joking. I thought someone put their hand on my shoulder just now. Did you see me?
It was Underscore.
Did you see me turn around just now? That was not, I'm not doing a bit here. I freaked out first. I've almost PP'd my suit. My jumpsuit is almost ruined. Yeah. I swear to God, I felt a skeletal hand on my shoulder as if to say, Jesse, that's enough. Okay, hang up the spurs. You can go home. That'll do, pig.
If only we had a ghost hunter that we could contact that wasn't dead.
Yeah. If we had a ghost hunter who could contact a ghost hunter who could maybe channel the other side. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying.
When you die, you don't immediately become a skeleton, though. It wouldn't be a skeleton.
Well, it depends on how you die. Actually, which again,
was he electrocuted?
If you were electrocuted Home Alone style. So I don't even remember what I was talking about now. But again, this is why we should
doxing the man. Doxing the man.
We will dox. We will be doxing. I think it's okay for him. Guys, should we dox a dead guy?
Dox a dead guy. Yeah.
I do believe we should make laws that say you have to tell us how a guy died, because it's the only, when you read that a guy died, if you knew him or you didn't know him, what's the only thing you fucking are thinking about? How'd he die?
Suicide.
How'd he die?
Yeah.
I found
Oh,
out,
no.
I found this video. I had never seen this video by this TikTok guy yesterday. And apparently he was like pretty well known and he committed suicide, this guy. This TikTok, this is not underscore Mersh I'm talking about. This is a different guy. But then I'm thinking the whole time when I found this out, like I within the same minute of finding out, like, oh, here's a funny guy on the internet, I find out he's dead, and then I find out he committed suicide, and so of course I'm sitting there going, okay, how and why?
Yeah.
And you should have to tell people that I have two laws. This is if I was president, here's what I would do. Okay, first two laws. Day one, EO. What am I up to? Executive order number 1, you have to tell me how and why a guy died. Bit by bit, detail by detail. I don't care if it's the day after and you're still processing it. I need to know. The earth needs to know. Remember how long we had to wait to find out how Trevor Moore died? My friend, Trevor Moore from The Whitest Kids You Know. And it turns out he just fell off of a balcony and crushed his own skull. It's like, why did you keep that from us for so long? Like, there was no, they had to do an investigation. Like, when they showed up to the scene and he was upside down in a crumpled pile from, right underneath the balcony, the one balcony on his house, I think he had an idea. So that's number 1, executive order number 2. The other thing, and this is sort of like, a Freedom of Information Act kind of move. This is like, how do you describe it? Like sunshine laws in Florida. I think that it should be disclosed, not the name of, we shouldn't, because they're minors, but you should disclose the race of the child that the white hot teacher fucked. Okay? Just think about that for a second. Because
that's fair.
I have a theory on what's going on in most of those stories. You find every time the lady is like hot, she's like at least middling attractive, she's married, and it seems like everything is going well in her life. Like, yeah, she's a teacher and that sucks, but why she just starts fucking a kid? She's like a 25-year-old girl, and she's like, you know what's perfect for me? A 14-year-old. I have a theory on that. I think we all know where this is going, and my law would let us know and prove it. Thank you. That's my campaign, everybody. That's what I'm running on. Let's find out if these teachers are fucking black kids. We know that's what it is. So anyway. Shout out to underscore Mersh's family is the point here. So
release the deets. That's what
just tell me so I know at the very least. You do wonder because he disappeared. For us, this is the kind of the sad part. For us, underscore Mersh died months ago. He hasn't been around, and I noticed he, I knew. Oh, I was telling you this. So I found out who underscore Mersh was because he was in the $40 level when we had a breach of trust in the pizza fund. And of course, I don't allow these things to happen. I make them pay when somebody steals content from the pizza fund and gives it out. And I had narrowed it down to 3 accounts of who it could be that was doing this. And they were all $40 level people. And one of them, it turned out, I didn't know this at the time, was underscore Mersh. Anyway, his brother gave out his name on his channel. His name was Christian. So, R.I.P. to Christian. I guess I won't say. Well, again, a dead guy. He wanted his wishes in this world were to be doxxed, and we will carry out his wishes. This was an idea. I'm just saying this because Humor's username in the cult said that this should be the theme of the episode. Is that I just keep teasing that I'm going to dox a dead guy and that it's what he would have wanted. Listen, he died doing what he loved, being doxed on Podawful. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I found out all his info because like when I narrowed it down to the 3 people, I was like, okay, I gotta know for sure who this is before I pull the trigger on anything. I don't want there to be any mix-ups with, good, in good standing paying customers. And so, I found out, by the way, he's from like the same state as I'm from and all this stuff. And I found out his name. And then all of a sudden I did a little connecting. I'm like, wait a second. This is underscore fucking Mersh. I had no idea. But anyway, I kept it a secret. I didn't even tell him. I just kept it a secret. I never said anything to anybody. And then every time people said, Jesse, I know you're behind _Mersh, I would go, no, not me. I don't know. Maybe. Could be me. Maybe it is. Who's to say? Who knows? But let's give him his due. Let's give him his flowers here. And actually, in lieu of flowers, we will be accepting pizza funds. So I'm kidding. This is what Mersh would actually do, is like do a for real grift off of a debt. He's done this. Mersh has had fans of his show die, and then he did entire grifts off of that. Like, let's raise a little money for their death, and then he opens up a GoFundMe for some other guy's death that he didn't even know until he died.
He did it for his sister.
He did. Yes, he did it for a cat. Yeah. He did it for a cat he didn't plan to own, and then he never even got it spayed. So yeah, this is incredible. _Mersh still pulling goofs from beyond the grave. Here's Mersh, and here's how I and many other people found out that _Mersh died.
So I get this message yesterday, and it's strange because I don't generally check my message requests on Twitter. For some reason out of nowhere, I decide I'm going to check my my message requests, you know?
I don't believe that he doesn't check them. I think he checks them all the time. He's just saying that, so don't send him message requests.
It's funny, Scott. I know for a fact he checks them all the time because my message to him when I tried to get him, remember I tried to get him on the show a little bit ago? I had a plan to try to like ease tensions between us. I was trying to build a bridge with Mersh. My message went to his requests, and he still saw it within a day. So, yeah, I don't check them all the time. Oh, yeah, I'm a busy... You have, like, 1,000 followers on Twitter. You check them. You check them all the time. You're not busy.
He wants the engagement. He wants to hear from people. Send him as many message requests as possible. Look, he'll read every single one of them.
I love getting notifications on Twitter. I love reading. I actually don't like DMs. I was going to say I love reading DMs. I don't. I like hearing from people, but I really hate getting some DMs. I legitimately don't check my message requests. But I have tons of, like, I get spam ones all day, every day. I'm constantly being added to like Indian crypto DM groups and shit like that. And so even when I get real ones, you're adding me to those, Stella? You're Indian? Well,
no, I'm saying that's what's happening to me too.
That actually does explain a lot of things about you, your smell and the way you act. But anyway, the point is, this is true. Like, _Mersh's brother had reached out to me in the same way that he reached out to Mersh, like we're going to see in this clip, to tell me, hey, listen, my brother was a big fan of yours. I want to let you know he passed. I totally didn't see it. He messaged me days ago, and I found out from watching fucking actual Mersh, who, by the way, new nickname, this official, okay? Hollywood Mersh, Caller Mersh, Actual Mersh.
I'm a lolcow. Watch Podawful. Watch your show.
All right, so let's take a look at this. This is funny.
Get a message from this guy. And I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to dox anybody. I'm not,
And I do. And that's what he would have wanted.
And it's the guy. It's from a Twitter account. I don't know if it's a burner account.
Oh, it's from a Twitter account in your Twitter DMs? Okay. Interesting. Everybody writing this down?
Again, this might actually be a troll. Like,
Cheers.
I don't even know if this is true.
Cheers. Guys, Dr. Pepper Zero. You're allowed to drink as many of these as you want. No calories.
What is sodium?
What is sodium?
What is it? Who cares? It's not calories. I know that. It's zero. Zero sugar. My favorite flavor. Anybody watch the Ethan Klein Hassan debate? I never watched this Hassan character. The whole time he's getting up and he's got a mini fridge across the room, which why not just put it near you? Just put it near you. He would get up and go across the room, and then you get the live Hassan Chair react. And it was actually a pretty entertaining debate. It was real freaky because Ethan's he's got idle hands disease, He's got the devil, the Jewish heaven devil is inside his hand trying to control it, and he's got to look at his hand. It's really crazy. And then Hassan is like a big baby gay guy, and Hassan is drinking Dr. Pepper Zero. I think he was drinking the cream soda version, but he was drinking Dr. Pepper. He was putting these back like 50 of them in a row. I go, he's like a big, muscular guy. He's like a pinhead, but he's an absolute freakish looking man. But he's not fat. So I was like, okay, I guess I could just drink as many of these as I want. So I'm a socialist now.
At this point, right? But again, I always operate with things at face value. Like,
yeah, underscore Mersh would have wanted us to drink zero sugar Dr. Pepper. Exactly.
I generally don't have to necessarily trust people. I just generally speaking believe people, especially about things that really are of no consequence to me. I won't lose anything in life should I be incorrect about this. But I get a message from a guy, and it's his full name. It's not even an anonymous Twitter handle.
By the way, actual hell is having to listen to Mersh's mouth noises. I mean, anybody. Again, at 49 years old, which I believe is what underscore Mersh was, you're right there at that tipping point at 49, 50, 51. You're right there on that tipping point of that's too young to die for sure. But if you did die of a heart attack or something, most people would be like, shit, that sucks. But yeah, that does happen sometimes. Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, that does happen sometimes. So we can't really, again, we don't know how he died, but I have to assume it involved listening to Mersh's mouth sounds all the time. The squishing, the cracking, the slurping, the
digesting.
The digestives, the absolute ASMR of it all, which of course stands for anal sex Mersh retard. And
I'm glad you tuned the frequency just a little bit, Jesse. Yeah, you tune the frequency of Mersh's sound bits so we don't die from listening it through your stream.
I don't tune
He's chewing
anything.
it?
I don't tune. I've never chewed anything involving Mersh.
Tune, not
Tune.
tune.
Yes, tune. Yes, tune. No, I've never done
Is that.
that.
Like a troon?
If you're not hearing the sounds, I think that's a Discord thing happening, and you're not hearing it through Discord. I believe the stream is hearing them, because usually I go, I don't know if you guys can hear this, and the whole chat's like, fuck yes, we're hearing it. Yikes, gross, gross, gross. So I think that might be Discord doing you a favor there.
That's dangerous.
Guys,
you need to put a disclosure at the start of the stream.
And who are our other Mersh clippers? We've got Nightwave Radio, Angie. Guys, listen to Mersh through Discord from now on. We don't want any more of you disappearing early. Okay? You're doing us all a big service here, and we salute you.
Twitter name is his full name. And this me up, and I didn't react to this the way I think I normally would have back.
Oh, by the way, this clip was posted by Stalin, who I guess is next
in the day, and I don't know what's happening to me, but I don't like it. This is the message I got yesterday.
Did you see that? He's doing party hands. Well, he's going party mode. Party mode, party mode, party mode, party mode, party mode, party mode. What is happening there? He looks like a gay guy going through a fashion factory going, not this, get rid of that. Ooh, no. You're fired.
It said, is this Mersh?
Gay hands. People really enjoyed when I said Mersh has gay hands. They still say it.
This is underscore Mersh's brother. My brother used to make a lot of artwork about you.
Which means a lot of people will be fooled into thinking it's just Mersh's brother.
Can we talk? Sending you my best, and then the person's name. Underscore Mersh. One of the creepy Redditors that's...
Okay, the man died. Can you cut him a little bit of slack? The man is no longer breathing.
Been stalking me now for what, like 3 years?
Jimenez.
undermining my brand, my name,
Okay.
making accounts in my
Undermining.
Come on now.
Underscoring your name.
So I love this. I don't think I've really talked about this ever when it comes to underscore Mersh or any of the people. I mean, you know, there's lots of channels out there that do this kind of thing. But underscore Mersh was particularly good for this because people would go to underscore Mersh's channel, which was obviously a haha, look at this lol cow style channel.
I'm a lol cow.
And they would think that it's like Mersh's own personal clip channel, like that he's uploading these fucking clips.
They're cyberbullying me to death.
Now, what's so crazy about this is it pissed Mersh off to no end that underscore Mersh existed. And what I never said this because I never wanted Mersh to figure out that he shouldn't be angry about this. But what was so fucking subtly funny about the entire thing is that all underscore Mersh really did was upload Mersh. Like, yes, he edited it. Yes, he added songs. Everybody loves the songs. By the way, I couldn't fucking play the clips because of the songs. I've decided tonight we're playing the songs. Everybody loves the song. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you had the best taste in music. I go, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. He would add songs, and then there would be like a little bit of light ribbing. You would put text over top of the clips and stuff. And of course, he's editing them, and he would make these great. By the way, one of the best clippers when it comes to thumbnails, underscore Mersh. He did some artful thumbnails. Usually, clippers don't put in this amount of work. I don't know if he's using AI or he actually figured out how to Photoshop stuff or what, but he had some really great little Mersh images and thumbnails and stuff. So he really put in some effort, but when you break it all down, when you boil it down, Mersh was mad that he was being clipped. Like, that he was just on his own laughable enough as a human being that putting a video up on your YouTube channel removes enough of the context for people to go, oh, look at this fucking idiot.
Stop this, please.
And so Mersh would be sitting there angry. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I caught him talking about underscore Mersh and how pissed off he was that this channel existed. And in my head, I'm always going, Mersh, it's just you saying your act. It's not like how Angie, boosts the volume of your slurps. It's not like how some like when I clip Mersh stuff, I might add in, some silly things here or there. It's mostly just you and your natural habitat. Like underscore Mersh, like it's not who's that? The crocodile guy who had the garish colors and everything, and was like, he was the complete opposite of underscore Mersh, where it was like too many things. He was trying too many things at once, and it was all a little over the top. This was like the most subtle trolling of all time, where it's like, if you take anything Mersh says and just go, here, it's holding up a mirror to the man, and he's like, no, yuck.
I'm going to cope and seethe.
And he would cope and seethe over it.
My name, posing as me.
He never did that, but he doesn't pose. He poses as underscore Mersh. And this is the beauty of it. Think about that word, underscore. What does it mean? Anybody? Do you even know what underscore means outside of the fucking internet use of it for like you were trying to get your, best handle in an email or something? When you
I don't know.
It was just something you use instead of a space.
No, and when you underscore something, you are you're emphasizing. You're putting see? It's literally what underscore Mersh did to Mersh with his channel.
Oh,
he was
okay. Yeah, that's actually brilliant.
He was underscoring what Mersh did. He would take what Mersh did, put it in this new context, and basically that's it, underscore it, and go, here, and reflect it back at him. And Mersh's own fans couldn't tell the fucking difference. I cannot tell you how many times I saw actual legitimate that people have been watching Mersh for years. I don't know if underscore Mersh's Twitter still exists. I'm pretty sure. I think I tagged it the other day when I said RIP to him. Let me go to his channel, or not his channel, his Twitter here. So he's got okay. Actual Mersh at Gooning on Rumble has 1,686 followers on Twitter. Underscore Mersh on Twitter has 1,946 followers. Underscore Mersh is the bigger Mersh. And then you go through his followers list, and it's the people who think that he's Mersh. They think he's the real deal. You can tell. I think fucking Alex Stein is following him. Like, even like people who know Mersh in real life don't know the difference. It's beautiful. It's like, I don't think anybody ever put all of this together, the underscore Mersh thing. Mersh certainly never figured it out. And I now that finally he's gone, like I've been waiting for him to die. Jesus Christ, Jesse. Now that he is gone, though.
Anything for content.
Now that he is gone, and now that more videos won't come out, you know, I think we can finally safely reveal, like, there's nothing to worry about. But the whole time he was putting out content, I would never say this because I was so afraid Mersh would try to go like, because we know Mersh watches. We know Mersh is seeing all of this stuff. He referenced something. What was it? Just the other day, he referenced something where it's like, wait, that means you watched the most recent Podawful episode. It might be in this video, actually. Let me keep playing this.
Making horrible photoshops about me, hanging around in a community of people that have, let's see, they've photoshopped my...
Someone says, we gotta buy... Oh, Lenny Way says, we gotta buy that account. What, the underscore Mersh account? How do you buy it from a dead guy? I don't think that's possible.
Won't it become available at some point? If we got it banned, wouldn't it become available or something?
There is a thing where if you have like a trusted member or something, or trusted person, they can like request that your account gets taken down, or like on Facebook, there's like a memorialized thing that they don't have that on Twitter.
But, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, let's get him banned so the account becomes available at some point.
Honestly, you get banned. Okay, how about this? I'm banned on like 150 accounts. Try to get one of those usernames. You can't do it.
Do they not become available at some point?
Nope.
No.
They never release them. They act like they do release them at some point, but they don't. It's been years, and they never release those. No, we want it to stay up. Why would we want to take it? It's how fucking funny is it that the dead fake Mersh has more followers than the living real one? He's better. Underscore Mersh is a better Mersh than Mersh. He's more Mershian than Mersham.
My mother's picture onto pornography and sent it to my...
Okay, what the fuck is he talking about here? Hang on a second.
Photoshops about me, hanging around in a community of people that have... Let's see, they've photoshopped my mother's picture onto pornography and sent it to my now dead sister.
Okay. That's not a community doing that to you, and no one sent it. That was me. I did that. and I didn't send it to his sister ever. She saw it, and then she sent me a mess after I posted a picture of his sister. She had bound and gagged herself and was wearing this ugly, horrific lingerie setup. I posted that to Twitter, and then she messaged me. I think she was like horny or something. I never responded to it. That's a real story, by the way. Before she died, not after she was a skeleton, which she immediately became because she was electrocuted, but before she passed, when she was still, corporeal rather than ethereal, that really did. She I don't know what she wanted, but she messaged me, and then I ignored it for a bit because I was like, this seems strange. And then finally I did respond after some time, and she never got back. And then she became a goddamn ghost.
They defaced my sister's memorial on the internet.
That if that happened, I wasn't even aware of it. This is how I just found out about that. So who's they? Who is this they? This is like when he was like Kiwi Farms did the Christchurch shooting to the police. Like, what is this they stuff? Like underscore Mersh never did any of that. You know what he did? He posted videos of Mersh. That's what your fans are supposed to do, by the way. Like guys who like you do that. I've got a whole network of people who watch Podawful that just repost the episodes and clips and stuff. Thank you to everybody, Project Hydra. But when they do it, I don't then look at those clips and go, fuck, I look retarded. You're supposed to like that.
I mean, what haven't these people done?
They cheesed my mailbox. Yeah.
At this point. Oh, since the guy is supposedly listening now, you know what else your brother did?
Dude, you shouldn't have that attitude. The guy's brother died. You should not be starting. Yo, hey, and another
go
thing.
to war with him.
And another thing about your brother, the dead corpse man, the dead skull guy.
He and his buddies contacted a local cat rescue that used to work with me.
No. One guy did that. One guy, not he and his buddies. Just like me, he found out after that had already happened, that happened. And, I seem to recall a clip that I saw on underscore Mersh's channel of Mersh here saying, listen, I would never encourage, I would never wish for Porcelain or Podawful to go flying headfirst through a windshield and dying or something like that while driving. But if it happened, I'd laugh. Well, Mersh, I would never encourage anybody to get you banned from rescuing cats as a grift. But if it happens, I'm gonna laugh. And so did underscore Mersh. And here's another thing. By the way, imagine being underscore Mersh's brother in this moment. He's watching Mersh live. He hears this.
A local cat rescue that used to work with me.
In that moment, he must have been like, oh, I see. I contacted the wrong guy. He thinks you're gay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. You're a dumb loser. Oh, okay. Like, how do you hear that and not go like, okay, that's funny. That sounds like a pretty funny thing. You mean my brother was cool? Good.
See, if you look into me, I have a history of
gay
finding.
Don't look directly inside him.
Yeah. Well, that's where one of his eyes is always looking. So.
Feral and stray cats that are at risk or pregnant. And
what is this sentence? Where is he?
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta start this one over. Hang on.
Finding.
He's got a history.
See, if you look into me, I have a history.
Look into him. I dare you to look into Mersh and see what you find. Go ahead. See what's out there.
Did I cross swords with this guy at some point? History of finding feral and stray cats that are at risk or pregnant, and I trap them, and then I.
Ah! He thinks he's the good guy in this story. Yeah, see, I find stinky little. I find pregnant kitties. Oh, the smell of the kitties. Oh, woo, 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 woo. And what I do is I trap them. You see? Like, listen, there's no, at best, when you say that to a stranger, they're picturing you with a box with one of those forked sticks on a string. There's, a tuna can underneath the box. You're standing behind a bush ready to pull the string. That's what they picture at best in this scenario. At worst, they think you're doing to these cats what Comedy Shaman was caught doing to a cat, which I don't think we ever even went into on the show. I'm going to have to now show you the Comedy Shaman evidence. What were you going to say, Cole?
He also said, like, you can look into my past. Like, I have a history of saving cats and stuff.
It's like 2 years.
It's been like a couple years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's all a grift, of course.
You don't have a history. Here's what, you want to know what they think you do to cats? Here's what Comedy She-Man does to them.
Here we go.
I don't know if I'm allowed to show this on
God.
YouTube. All right, listen.
Here we go. Here we go.
Poor kitty. Right.
Here we go.
Here we go. What? What are you doing?
Right?
Unhand that cat.
Here we go.
What the fuck?
He's such a piece of shit, this fucking
Here we go.
fucking guy.
Here we go.
Fuck.
Is he sticking his finger up the butt or something? What is he trying
He's-
to
What is he doing? Fucking it?
He's pulling a full-on veto. This is veto sexuality here. He's inside that cat.
Oh my god.
This might be the first case of a human giving cat toxoplasmosis.
Here we go.
You're looking at patient 0 for feline AIDS. Kitty likes it rough, they say in the chat.
Here we go.
Jesus.
Here we go.
Y'all are awful.
Here we go. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
I hope he claws his eyes out.
Yeah.
I got away. Oh, no.
Good kitty. Good kitty.
Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that is really Comedy She-Man.
I had never seen that.
You hadn't seen that one?
How embarrassing.
No.
Yeah, I was trying to find a place for it in the last episode, but it didn't seem to fit. Much like Comedy She-Man inside his cat.
I find local rescues that are willing to take them in and see the cat through the birth and then get the cats adopted and get
You
them.
did that once. In fact, the first time you ever tried to do it is the time we were talking about that failed because somebody messed with you. And let's be clear about why. Like, why would a cat rescue even say to a guy, yeah, we don't want to work with you? Oh, what's that? You're doing nice things for cats? No thanks. You'd have to be a pretty bad guy for that to be the case. So you're leaving out something here. What is it again? Something about a rootless cosmopolitan group or something?
The medical care they need, right? And I've been doing this for a long time. Well, this community.
No, you haven't. You haven't even done it very much in the little bit of time you've done it. In fact, one of the times you failed so hard at it that you're now 3-cat Mersh.
That your brother was a part of. Wrote
This
about
community your brother was a part of. I don't. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't even know for sure that he used the Reddit. I would have to imagine he did, but I don't know. I don't know for 100% sure. He definitely read it. He read the Reddit.
bunch of anonymous emails saying that I was a Nazi and I was this, I was that, I was the other
They believed them. You know why they believed them? They saw the videos of you saying it.
thing, and the cat rescue stopped working with me.
The Cat Rescue, a place called a Cat Rescue, said, you know what? It's worth it if a few pregnant cats fucking die out there for us to avoid this guy. I think we're better off.
Now, again, I have no, there's no benefit to me working with, I had to go, now I just
Right, because your cat channel grift didn't work.
had to find a different cat charity to work with, and now I have to keep them anonymous because I don't want these people continuing to try to ruin my life.
Okay, I mean, here's something you could do, Mersh. Stop. No one asked for this. In fact, I would argue that you've done more harm to your local stray cat community than you've ever done good. Putting out fucking tuna cans and shit for random cats to run across. By the way, I've been to Mersh's house. The road just outside of Mersh's house there is a major thoroughfare. Cars are flying down it, dead of night, flying down this road. Trucks and stuff going through there. And Mersh is setting up right outside that road. He's setting up a little camp for stray cats to go darting across the road. He's setting up a little area for them to fuck in his front yard. He put a blue light outside of his house because he heard that cats are attracted to blue lights. Who's getting helped in this scenario? And none of those cats are getting trapped, by the way. He set up a camera trying to grift money off of these cats. He thought that deranged cat ladies, psycho brain toxoplasmoids would go, I gotta see this disgusting freak's weird stray cats. I have to. And I'm going to send him a super chat for it.
I thought for a second he thought he was getting money off cats, like cats were walking around with coins that he could just take off them.
Meowth, that's right.
You know, this is the guy's brother. You know, he doesn't know all this shit. And also, by the way, I didn't unload all this shit on his brother because, frankly,
you're doing it right now. This is how we're finding out that he's dead, and you're doing it right now. He's watching, and you're doing it.
It's not his brother's fault. This is, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. I wasn't, you know, and whatever. So the guy's pretty much like, whatever. So I just write to the guy, go, can I help you? And then what he wrote.
Ooh, cool. Cool response. Wow. You're like a movie character, man. That's awesome.
Do we think the brother could pick up the mantle for _Mersh, like take over from his brother and learn video editing and really take this on?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's got access to his accounts or what. If you can get into the passwords, we should keep the.
Look, it was his dying wish.
It was his dying. Yeah. He told me actually. He died Wednesday. By the way, he died Wednesday morning, _Mersh, which means he didn't even get a chance to see the amazing comedy She-Man episode. So that might be part of why he died too. I feel terrible. Because that episode was supposed to come out the day before, and then it was also supposed to come out the day before that. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I had something to do with this as well. He was
just sitting there on the chair with the gun pointed at his head. Just release the episode, Jesse.
I do. I kind of think that he was upset with me for delaying the episode, and he never got a chance to see it. And I feel bad that he doesn't get a chance to see this episode, by the way. How fucking much does that suck? It's a whole episode about him, and he doesn't even get to see it. Maybe I should start doing these special memorial episodes for these internet characters we know before they pass so they can see how much they were loved. You know, we should have done this with Jock Jam Jesus and Davey Crocco. And
we'll do Jared soon.
We'll do Scott. We should probably do one for Scott.
Do it for Small Ryan.
Nah, mine. I'll live forever.
Small Ryan, by the way, was in the Pizza Fund for 3 years after he died. It was really impressive.
Beautiful.
I don't know where that money was fucking coming from, but it was coming in, and it was a beautiful thing. And we do want to keep the legacy. I agree with you, though, guys. We do want to keep the legacy of _Mersh alive. If we can somehow, if his brother can get into that account, we'll set him up. We've got to set somebody up to. Wouldn't it be awesome if _Mersh just keeps going? The guy died, but the videos just keep coming out. That'd be very funny, actually. You know, Mersh is already concerned that this is some giant prank on him. He thinks this is somehow a prank on him. Which, like, it is kind of, because it's leading to this episode. So, as all things, you know, it's like roads to Rome. All things in Mersh's life lead to, shit, here's another Podawful episode. You could have just not...
So
if he hadn't brought this up, he could have just gone on without ever saying that a dude contacted him to be like, my brother loved you. And he had to go, I'm sorry, actually, your brother hated me. But if he just hadn't said that, I couldn't do I would have been, you know, it would have been a footnote in an episode. I would have been like, shit, _Mersh died. 07, brother. We're going to miss you and your edits. And then we would have carried on with, you know, mocking Royce's ball sack leg or whatever the fuck the episode would have been. But Mersh had to talk about it. He had to bring it up. He's this stupid. His little pinky tells him things. That little his little gay pinky whispers to him at night. Do it. Tell them all your stupid, embarrassing secrets. Make mouth noises, more mouth noises.
Really up. I said, can I help you? And he says, maybe. My brother resonated with your life and you.
Now, here's the thing, though. It might be true. Like, if you think about it, a lot of the Mersh haters are former Mersh viewers. It could be that he was a fan of Mersh before. I'm not 100% sure.
Which is why he created all the artwork he did of you.
I artwork, huh?
Fuck yeah, this rules, man. This is so funny.
The reason I'm reaching out is
Underscore, like Christian, the guy could not have ever predicted that his death would actually lead to something so funny.
Passed away Wednesday morning.
He would have loved this. He really would have loved this.
Real magnum opus.
Why are you saying that, Cole?
Oh, I'm just saying it's magnum opus.
Why? Why did you say that? How do you know that?
Oh.
How the fuck do you know? Wait, hang on a second. Seriously, how do you know that?
I think I heard you say something about it earlier.
I did not say that. What are you talking about? That's crazy. How do you know that? That you're freaking. You're freaking
maybe
me out.
tell of a suicide. And...
What? No. Okay. Wait a second.
Hold on.
I think two different things are. I think you think one thing's happening, I think another thing's happening, and we just we're accidentally crossing wires here, and I'm revealing something I shouldn't be, and you are saying something you shouldn't say, but it's not the same thing. I have in no way. I have no clue how. Are you saying that he killed himself with a magnum? I don't know how he died. Just to be clear, I have no idea how he died. I really don't. In fact, I even asked, I think I said it to his sister-in-law. I was like, by the way, how did he die? Because I didn't want to say anything. You know, I knew that they might watch. So I didn't want to say anything that would be, and now you,
right.
I was trying to avoid anything that would have sounded uncomfortable or upsetting for the family's sake. And now you're making wild, baseless speculations about the man and his end that I never,
cool.
But I have to say your choice of Magnum in that sentence was very, very strange. I can't tell you why, and it has nothing to do with his death at all. It does have to do with his final wishes, which was to dox him on this show. But
yeah, I misunderstood entirely.
We were doing something creepy. Just again, I felt his hand on my shoulder. It freaked me out. But
was it using Magnum condoms or something?
I had chills for a minute.
He had I'll just say he had a username that had the word Magnum in it. We'll just put it like that.
Oh,
okay. Just, let's think of it. Let's think. There's like no way. There's no way Cole could have known that. And I was like,
no.
What the fuck? How did he know? I'm sorry. Okay, I am getting freaked out. I am scared. I felt a cold, chilling skeletal hand on my shoulder earlier, and now I'm seeing things in a freaky light that's not okay. So you didn't mean that. You didn't mean it the way I thought. Also, you probably shouldn't have said that. That's mean. Okay.
My brother resonated with your life and you.
I swear to God, I thought you had like hacked him or so. I have no idea what I thought just then, Cole, but it freaked me the fuck out.
I said, can I help you? And he says, maybe. My brother resonated with your life and you, which is why he created all the artwork he did of you. The reason I'm reaching out is he passed away Wednesday morning, and I don't know how to connect to this community. I was hoping.
I don't know why his fucking video is fucking up here all of a sudden.
He passed away Wednesday morning, and I don't know how to connect to this community. I was hoping you could make the announcement on your show to let everybody know. I wrote back to him and said,
which he did. So here we are. It worked.
I'd like to help you, but unfortunately you're mistaken. I didn't know your brother.
And by the way, his brother shared with me the screenshots of the DMs. So everything he's reading here is accurate. He even this is craziest part. Mersh actually typed in all these mouth noises. So he's reading this verbatim. Every sentence began with schlock, smack, plop.
Part of an online community that hated me and went out of their way to constantly harass and disrupt my life. And I went on to say, I didn't resonate with him. He
underscore mouth noises.
Hated me and shit on me for years, and I never knew the guy. Didn't know his
This
name.
guy messaging
Didn't know
like, hey,
anything
my
about
brother
him.
died, and he's like, hey, he was an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Hey, this guy, he liked you. No, he was bad. And I'm glad he's dead.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. Fuck him.
And I never knew the guy. Didn't know his name. Didn't
Yeah, you did. Underscore Mersh is your name. How could you not know? It's the same name.
know anything about him. And the guy just wrote back, sorry, wish you the best, take care, whatever. Underscore Mersh is supposedly dead. Thomas Michael says, how do you know this isn't a troll? It might be. I don't, but again, I don't understand what the troll would be.
Wait, what was
like,
that?
What's the scam?
Mersh keeps doing, I don't know how this keeps happening. My video's fucking up here for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But Mersh has been doing this thing lately. He's got gay hands, but then he's got gay retard hands now. And it keeps free. Every time my thing fucks up and freezes on Mersh, he's now doing the, trying to bite your ear, smack your chest, retard hand move.
I don't understand.
Look at that.
What the troll would be. Like, what's the scam? What's the gimmick? Who are we getting?
I don't understand. Yeah, obviously.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we, like, how is that a troll? Like, hey, this guy that was...
Well, it wasn't a troll until you talked about it, and now it is.
A dick to you for years, he died. And I go...
It's the Krang, they say in chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry for your loss. Just kidding, he's not dead. Burn! I don't know... You know what I mean? I don't know what the end game is. I'm only telling you the exchange I had this week. And honestly, if it is a troll, then it's a weird thing to troll about. But I will admit, it kind of fucked me up. Because, again, if it's not a troll, if it's not a troll, if it's real, right? Do you know how sad that is? Like, I really genuinely, I was surprised at my reaction, because at first I wasn't like gleeful, but it didn't bring me any joy. Like, there was no like, yeah, woo, let's go. Like, I actually sat down and really thought about it the other night. I'm like, this guy dies, right?
Right.
And again, might be a troll, may not be true, but let's assume it's true. And if it turns out it's not true, they're going to be like, we got you. Okay.
How awesome is it that Mersh's whole life is having to worry about that anything might be a troll, even if it makes no fucking sense? Which, by the way...
He's so scared.
Yeah, of course he is.
A literal matter of life and death.
Can't trust anything.
You have coleslaw to thank for that, by the way.
You want some coleslaw, you big-titted fag?
The coleslaw thing makes no sense. So Mersh knows that anything, it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not, anything could potentially be a troll on him, and he's got to look out.
Hey, I got your coleslaw here.
It's constantly on his mind. It's brilliant. It's almost too easy and too good. So Mersh spent the other night thinking about underscore Mersh. Like, it's kind of poetic. It's almost too good. The man who usurped him, who became more Mersh than Mersh, a better Mersh, a bigger Mersh, a more well-known Mersh on Twitter, apparently. This man passed away. This should be the easiest dunk of Mersh's life. This should be like, if it was, let's be honest. If it was me in the same, I was going to say shoes, but let's call them little sock feet, I would be celebrating, slam dunking, high-fiving with people. I would be doing a jump so high in the air, you could see me from space. I would be in space. And Mersh had to sit there and really contemplate his own life at this moment. And at the end of underscore Mersh's life, at the end of Christian's life, he had such a profound effect on Mersh that Mersh had to take a moment. And he spent his evening collecting his thoughts and going, huh, what did I really think about all this? How did this guy really affect me? And it should have been in this moment that Mersh realized, wait a second, all this guy ever did was clip things I actually said. And he never modified them. He didn't use AI to change it or rework my words or even edit it out of context. He just uploaded my actual content. Maybe I was a little too harsh. Maybe this guy was actually helping me in a way. Maybe the only person I have to blame for my bad feelings here is me. Maybe I should really take a good look in the mirror. A good cross-eyed look in that mirror. And maybe when I look at it, I'll see the guy I truly am. You know, in this moment, Mersh had probably, I mean, we know he did. He said it. He looked up the brother. And it led him to Facebook or wherever, Instagram, wherever. And he sees the posts about the man known as _Mersh. And he sees that even though he's an older guy than Mersh, which should be embarrassing. It should be. Let's face it. But of course it's an older guy than Mersh. Mersh's entire audience is people older than him. It's Dabbleverse style boomers. Most of them are like 70-year-old women at this point. A 49-year-old guy, you know, paying attention to Mersh, that's like hitting the jackpot for Mersh. That's pretty good as far as he's concerned at this point. In that moment, though, he must have taken a look at that guy and he must have seen like, oh, this is a guy with a family who's loved. All, you know, this guy's dead, but all of his siblings were still alive during his life, a thing that Mersh didn't have. His mother was only dead, last year. And it seems like he was well-loved and well-liked, and it seems like he was well put together. He's a handsome fella. Everything seemed pretty nice. So it was probably in that moment that Mersh was having that, look in the mirror and looking at the alternate universe Mersh, the _ Mersh, when he probably realized that, oh shit, my typical cope, my typical seethe, that the people who are my detractors are lesser than me, it doesn't work in this instance. And in that moment, he probably said, the fact that this guy is dead, and Mersh doesn't know how he died either. The fact that this guy is dead means that Grim Reaper's got to be coming for me sometime soon. I mean, how much longer can I last like this? Now, the missing ingredient in all of this, Mersh has been sober supposedly for over a week. In fact, since they came back from Vegas the second time. Now, of course, he's Mersh sober. He's Tampa sober, okay? He's Lakeland sober. Where what that means is he's not drinking hard alcohol. Maybe a beer once in a while. Definitely still ripping on whatever the fucking device is where he snorts bones. He's still on Adderall. He's still on Kratom. He's parachuting that dry hatch. Excuse me. He's on a new thing called 7 tabs, something like that. We believe he's on Galaxy Gas at this point. Inspired by Kanye, he not only started huffing Galaxy Gas, but he also started giving his cousin head, which is, to be fair, Mersh did that one first. Kanye actually, he's not the original when it comes to that, but so he's still doing a lot of drugs, but for Mersh, no alcohol during a Nightwave is pretty good. Now he is, of course, increasing his intake of every single other thing he's done. The cigarettes are more caffeine. Anything else he can get in him, he's getting in him at this point. But he is Mersh sober right now. So what a sobering moment it must have been for him to realize that _Mersh not only had him beat on Twitter followers, not only had him beat on, lovers of his content on YouTube. The people who watched _Mersh's clips loved those clips. They liked them way more. You know, the comment section was a delight for _Mersh. For actual Mersh, the same guy as the guy in those videos, the comment section is either dead, there's 0 comments, or mean. And there's nothing in between. Not only did he have him beat in those respects, he had him beat in life, in the real world, IRL. The one bastion that Mersh always tries to act like, well, maybe I've got one over on everyone else. Despite the fact that he's a, childless 40-something with no prospects and a concerning growing number of cats in his home.
Who got raped by a baby.
Who was raped by a fucking baby.
Owns to make us feel good.
So, I think this must have been a very, very difficult moment for Mersh.
Hey, I guess you got me. But it bugged me. It bugged me because this guy who I found out was 49 years old. And if it's a troll, it's a great troll because literally I looked up the guy's name and then I went on Facebook and I went to the guy's Facebook and he posted a whole goddamn soliloquy about his dead brother. And I mean, there's like...
Which, in fairness to Mersh, I mean, such a troll has been pulled before.
150 comments and reacts. It doesn't look fake, If it's fake, this guy on his personal Facebook account said my brother's dead, and maybe it's just a different guy. I don't know any of that, but the more
imagine that 150 some people memorializing and saying that they loved you and missed you and sad about you leaving, and none of those people are secretly just concerned trolls laughing at your death. This is a reality.
What kind of guy would?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. What kind of guy would a joke about their brother dying or something like that on Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, that would be very, very bad and mean to do. But Mersh could never picture something like this happening in his life. When Mersh knows that when he dies, like if there's some sort of online memorial for him, it will be defaced by the people who worked with _Mersh.
Like I would read the message back and I was like, yeah, he really liked you, man. He made art about you. You must have really resonated with him. And then it started to sink in like, was this guy's life so empty that like his own family doesn't even know what he was interested in, doesn't know what like...
Now, there is a part of me that worries that like, Christian's brother... he comes, you have that hard moment of like having to go through their stuff. It's like the absolute worst. You would never wish this on anybody. That thing where you have to like figure out what to do next. What do you do with their stuff? What do you have access to? What papers need to be done? All that kind of shit. And he's going through, his brother's going through his stuff. And he sees like all this.
Nobody's going through my stuff. I've got a dead man switch. I'm burning the whole place down.
I'm starting to wonder, like, is this like, Christian's brother finding the _Mersh stuff? Is that like your mom finding your porn stash after you die or something? Like, is this like a horrific embarrassment? He was like a totally normal guy in every other aspect of his life. And this is his horrifying, terrible, terrible secret of the reality of what was going on.
Nobody from my family will reach out to you, Jesse. I promise you that.
I will be reaching out.
Nobody will reach out.
I'll be reaching out to them. They won't even have the option to not do that. That's not even in the cards.
Nobody will know anything.
Yeah, well, too bad. It's happening. I'm going to find all of your family members and I'm going to talk to them. And I'm going to tell them about I'll say, no, here's where you really need to look for stuff. Have you been to Vietnam yet? You need to. I guarantee you he had a second family in Vietnam. Look them up.
Like,
we
if
already
you're
have
dead,
the whole script written for this Scott death episode.
Yeah, well, we should probably do the Scott death episode before he dies so we can see what it'll be like.
like if I died and
which will happen, Mersh. So it's not an if.
And there was somebody that I really hated, right? Who I went after relentlessly my
Really? Somebody who could
entire time on planet Earth, right? All my living years, I hated this guy, and all I did was just go after him and go after him and go after him, right?
Right.
And then, like for me, like if I died, it would be really sad if my family didn't know anything about me. My own brothers, my own sisters, just were like, I don't even know what was he into. And
yeah,
then,
but if you die, your sisters are fucking dead too. It's just a graveyard at that point. Who's going to say anything?
End of the bloodline. Yeah.
And again, I don't know if this is too far. No, I'm not going to give anything too revealing here, but here's some of the nice things that Christian's brother wrote about his passing. He said, "It is with a heavy heart that I write this, and with a heart that will never be the same. My amazing brother passed away early Wednesday morning. He was a devoted caregiver to our parents and a steady source of strength for our family. Through every trial and hardship we all faced, he was there, carrying us all with unwavering love and compassion. Beyond being my protector growing up and the many challenges I face in life, he was also my friend. Christian had a sweetness and depth of soul that was too big for this world. The lives of my brother and my sister and myself would not be what they are if it wasn't for him. Thank you, my kind and sweet brother, for all that you gave us. I'm a better human being because of you. Please keep our family and Christian in your prayers, thoughts, and intentions as he transitions on to his next journey." I can't, if Mersh's family
Holy
were
shit.
still alive, I can't even imagine them being capable of spelling all of these words, let alone putting them together to actually memorialize him this way over it. This thing's got,
Hang on.
tons of nice
Is he,
comments.
is he just not announcing that the male Christian is dead and he's transitioning?
This might be, a dead name that's happening. This is Christina now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Christian is dead and he's coming back as Christiana.
I think you might be right. And he's going to be a hot lady, too. This guy looks like fucking George Clooney, basically, was underscore Mersh. Like, Mersh must be just sitting there, sucking his dead tooth, looking at all the kind words. I'm just scrolling through the kind words left, all the wonderful remembrances. You have given a wonderful tribute to your brother. I've cried a river over losing another family member, someone says. They've shared another photo here. It's like, yeah, this looks like just a nice guy, nice family, beautiful home. I mean, Mersh could never. It's like, this had to be a fucking gut punch for Mersh, and that's a lot of gut to punch.
and they look and they see all this shit he's been working on, and it's because he hates some D- list e-celeb on the internet.
D-, that's high. That's really,
Downgraded himself.
you gotta go way. Z might be too high. We might need new letters. We might need Chinese characters for wherever you are.
And he's the fact that he dedicated so much of his energy into hating me, that his own family saw me as the guy to reach out to when he was dead. 49 years.
Turing test failure says underscore Marsha is going to be a great channel. Yeah.
Old. And his family has no
underskirt Mersh.
Nothing to remember him by, except, I don't know, there's this Mersh guy. He seemed pretty important to him. Let's reach out to him. That up.
Yeah. Jesse, I can't wait till your
I'm not gonna
family reaches out to Mersh to announce you did.
Yeah, same, actually.
This guy really seemed important.
And Jesse, when he says that underscore Mersh hated him, like, you were mentioning all he was doing was holding a mirror up to him. Like, it's like he clearly doesn't hate you. He's holding a mirror up. Like, it's like he hates himself, essentially, is the problem.
Wait, what are you saying? Mersh hates himself or underscore Mersh hated himself? I don't know what you're saying.
That underscore. No, Mersh hates himself, but like he's saying like underscore Mersh hated him. Like there's no evidence of that. He was like just simply showing Mersh himself.
Didn't hate it. This is what Mersh never understands is that nobody. Okay, there's a few people that hate him. Let's be real. There are those people, by the way, are all former Mersh fans. Every single person that hates him used to love him. That's a you problem at that point. But in reality, all these people he says hate him. He says, I hate him. I don't hate him. We think it's funny to laugh at you. And it goes as far as that. And you keep making it funnier. You like, I feel really bad for underscore Mersh. I feel really bad for his family. This is like a very sad thing. I can't believe it. Like I was blown away. I really thought this was a troll. I had to do my own investigating to make sure that this was real because when I heard it from Mersh, I was like, oh, for sure somebody's just fucking with him. But I got to be honest, this video, it's like, it really softens the blow. Like, this is so fucking funny to me. It's obviously I'm not saying it's worth it. It's not worth it, but it really does make this transition a lot easier in that Mersh can't help himself. Perpetual rake stepper Mersh. It never ends. He will always do the stupidest, wrongest thing possible. And of course, talking about this is the stupidest, wrongest thing he could have done.
Lie. That's been me up. And I don't, it's like, I don't, obviously, look, at the end of the day, right?
It is what it is. Or, sorry, it was what it was.
Guy's dead and I don't give a shit.
Okay.
The guy spent a lot of time and energy.
Yeah, 11-minute clip. He doesn't care.
Trying to shit up on a regular basis. So, certainly.
This guy did nothing but clip. He didn't do any of those trolls. I know it. I know for a fact that underscore Mersh never did any of the stuff that he was whining about.
There's not going to be any tears shed on this end for the guy. But as a human being, it's like, what a sad thing, man.
If I was in this moment, if I was I know this for a fact because I do get to say this actually. If I'm Mersh, I would be like, well, hey, listen, I brought joy to this guy's life. I mean, it kind of sucks he died, right? So this is what Mersh is saying. It sucks this guy died, whether he cares or not. It does suck. And, whether you did it the way you intended or not, you brought joy to this guy's life. You should be kind of happy about it. That's like nice. Kind of nice. Like as a human being, Mersh, I don't think you are. I don't know if you know what those feelings are. Here's what Mersh is upset about. The real reason he had to sit there and think about this is he couldn't figure out a way to grift off of it. He couldn't figure out, he sat there going, how do I turn this into a win for the toe? How do I hit the goal on this one? There's got to be a way. And he racked his little brain and it never came to him. The last episode of Podawful I did was a free episode. So for a minute, the next episode was supposed to be Primo ep. So I was going to make this a Primo ep, and then I went, oh, wait a fucking second. I can't do that. I can't paywall a man's memorial. It just doesn't make sense. That's the kind of thought Mersh has never had in his life. He's never gone like, no, wait, that doesn't make any sense to do. I shouldn't do that. He had this fan. Mersh had a guy that loved him, was one of his staunchest defenders, one of his biggest butt huffers, white knighted for him every chance he got. This guy called Larry in MD. Some of you might remember him. And, this dude was basically Zen Rhino, if you understand what I mean by that. Like, this is not a normal human being. This guy's sending his SSI checks to Mersh. This is not, this guy's not in a good way mentally. Well, guess what? He died. Larry and MD died. And so, of course, Mersh had a memorial, oh boy, everybody, 07s in chat, press F to pay respects, everyone, and he did his whole thing.
Speaking of pay, pay into my Cash App.
Well, he was taking super chats for this. Like, he was trying to turn it into, you want to memorialize Larry and MD2? Make sure you don't send it through Rumble, but you send it through PayPal. I get more money that way, sort of thing. He was reading.
Buy me a coffin.
Yeah. Damn. It was so obvious. It was right there. That's when you kick yourself over after you hear it. You go, how did I not think of that first? Yeah, buy me a coffin. Yeah, that's the kind of mind that Mersh has. This is the kind of thing. I mean, everything that's happening in this clip, this would just ironically would make the greatest _Mersh clip. It's 100%. If this was about some other guy, he would have made a clip about this. And again, _Mersh's final message to the world on his channel. Let me go to his post here. It's from 3 months ago. He hadn't uploaded anything. He said, "Sorry, Mersh has been lame and boring lately. Nothing really worth clipping, and he is off to Vegas. Hopefully that will spark some Mersh's down bad content to laugh at." And of course it did. That's when we had Mersh week. But _Mersh never came back. And there's a part of me that thinks, again, I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but there is a part of me that thinks, as much as Mersh is trying to spin this into a, wow, how sad is this guy's life? It's like, you understand you're talking about your own audience when you say that, right? How sad are their lives? They're enjoying you unironically. Okay, at least this guy was only enjoying you ironically. At least he was making something out of it as well. He was like being creative with it. But I look at that last message from him and the fact that he's become bored by Mersh and the fact that he never uploaded anything again after that. And again, 3 months ago. And the fact that when Mersh got back, the craziest fucking Mersh shit ever happened. His car getting repoed. If that doesn't spark joy, if that doesn't lead to a new _Mersh thing, guys, I think _Mersh moved on. I think he might have been done with Mersh. This is the craziest part. Mersh's final eternal cope here. His last leg. He can't get him on the IRL. He can't get him that nobody will ever love him. He can't get him that the guy's not a nice guy. Guy was taking care of his sick elderly mother, for the entirety of her final days. He's got no point of contention with this dude. So what does he stick to? He sticks to, haha, well, you're a loser for watching me. He didn't even do that. The one guy who modeled his whole thing after your brand, even he was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. This shit sucks. And jumped ship. We might never know. We might never know the real story. We might never know what happened in those final months or how he passed or if he moved on to greener pastures. But certainly the clues are there. Certainly there's something there to tell us that _Mersh thought, yeah, I don't think this Mersh guy is really worth all the effort anymore. Mersh got broken up with by his clipper. And then the clipper died. I don't think Mersh can recover from this. Like, you're watching him feel feelings he doesn't normally feel here. Look at this.
And I really spent some time thinking about it.
See?
Over the past day or two.
This is like Show Me Kitties times a million. This is him thinking back to that moment where he squished his pants and it back and to the left, just repeating that moment in his head over and over again. How could I have fixed that? That could have been my girl. This is the worst breakup he's ever gone through. This is worse than his satanic wedding marriage that ended in 28 days. This is worse than Show Me Kitties. This is worse than the cats that have run away from him.
Been like, imagine being 49. You die. And
Which, imagining being 49 is something Mersh can't even do.
Family is like, how do you not know?
Yeah, yes, thank you. This is Megan all over again, says Danger Noodle in the chat. Of course, Mersh, infamously had this. Mersh had an eternal friend zone female friend named Megan, who when they first started off on ROTC and stuff, and I was friendly with with Royce and Mersh, this Megan girl, she would also watch Podawful. And right after we started making fun of Mersh, same year, 2019, that Christmas, I think it was Christmas Eve, or it was either Christmas Eve or Christmas night, Megan got hit by Gussie. She got Gussied to death. Okay, and I know what you're thinking, grandma pussy? Yes. She was run over. Grandma got run over by a reindeer style, except reverse, and Megan's the reindeer. She was run over by a grandma named Gussie. Very tragic. I mean, horrible story.
That's why it's important to know how people died. It's funny.
Yes.
It's
that's important to know because it's funny. Yes, that's what we need to tell. That's what we need to tell the grieving family right now. But no, I heard that story and it was horrible. I mean, I can't even imagine. That shit blows so much. Like that's terrible. This girl was nice, by the way. She was a little too nice.
Gussie?
Not Gussie, Megan. Gussie should have gone to an early Gussie grave. Somebody ought to do a buy me a coffin for Gussie, because this Megan girl was very nice, but she was too nice. And she would, Mersh wormed his way into her life the way he does. He bought her a steak or whatever, said, look, I could get any hooker in Tampa. And she's like, I'm a girl, I'm fine, thanks. But she was so nice that she put up with him. And there's these funny, embarrassing videos of him clearly fawning over her. He clearly had a thing for her. And she clearly had zero. He wasn't even a sexual object in her mind. Like, she looked at him the same way you look at a chinchilla, where you're slightly confused by its existence, but it seems kind of cute to you. And the videos are very embarrassing. If you've ever seen that picture of Mersh, like, I think he's got like a hula hoop or something in his belt. He's got the Ethan Ralph Gunt hanging out of his shirt. That's from him hanging out with Megan. Megan gets obliterated by Gussie. And that fucked Mersh up bad. Because that's a little hanging Chad in his life. That thing, that's a there's no conclusion. What do they call that? Closure. You get no closure out of that one. And in Mersh's twisted little walnut brain, he's like a stegosaurus. He thinks that maybe if he had just had a little bit more time with Megan, he might have had a chance. He might have been able to get in there. And of course, there was never, ever, ever a chance. But because she died, infinitely forever, it's right there. It's right there on the precipice. Maybe I think she did like me. In reality, she was a
chance with Gussie.
You could probably fuck Gussie if you wanted to.
Maybe if I got real gussied up.
Yeah. I think he could pull some Gussie, to be honest. But Mersh isn't interested in Gussie. This is the same thing. Underscore Mersh is the new Megan of Mersh's life. There's a part of him that goes, I think I could have turned it around and turned him into a fan. Mersh doesn't have. Mersh, a guy banned from YouTube, who supposedly has this giant audience. ROTC supposedly has this big, and so many people they've got a video on Rumble with 1 million views. Okay? These guys are internet famous, D- list. And he doesn't have a single person on earth that's actually a fan of his. That's like, hey, let me clip your stuff and put it on YouTube so you still have a presence there. drive people over to the Rumble. Not one! Where are these fans? So you know there's a part of him that thought, well, hey, maybe _Mersh could, maybe one day I could turn him into a fan of mine. I mean, he is sort of giving me the help I need. Maybe, hey, people probably, you know what? I bet people watch _Mersh and then they head on over to the Rumble and send me super chats. This is how mentally deranged he is. I'm just explaining. I mean, these are just the facts, people. I can't help it. This is how Mersh's brain actually works. This is why he's upset.
Oh, like if I died tomorrow, my nephew and I admit I'm not the best at keeping in touch with people. I only talk to my nephew every few months. I even talk to my sister. I've told the story of when she died and all that kind of shit. Like, I don't know, man.
Thank you for cutting out his deep vape right after that.
And then it's like one of those things where even if it is a troll and even if this guy is full of shit, it's not like, it's almost like, what do they call it? Like a parable. Or like Aesop's fables, right? They're not.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. The fuck is he talking?
Real stories. So even if it turns out that this is a troll and it's all bullshit, it's like, okay, fine, but I'd like to still walk away from this with a lesson or something. And
see, he's looking for deeper meaning. That's a bizarre thing to do with a guy that hates you.
The only thing I've learned from this is like, guys, unplug from this shit sometimes. Get away from this shit. This shouldn't be.
He did for 3 months and then he died. I mean, apparently unplugging was the worst move he could have made.
Your life, man.
Meanwhile, Mersh has been streaming daily.
Yes. Yeah. How's that going?
If you're not making money off it, like if you're making money on it, it's one thing. You know, like people shit on like Ralph or people like me or, oh yeah, these guys live the gimmick.
People like me and Ethan Ralph. What are those called again? We should come up with a name for something like that.
Or whatever. And it's like, that's fine. But, if I'm paying my bills doing it, then, it's no different than going in and working your hands to the bone, right?
Oh, God, he's thinking about bones. Watch out. Don't get your hands anywhere near his mouth right now.
It's just that the punishment and the pain comes in different forms. But I would feel so weird. Like, well, I guess I wouldn't feel anything
weird
because I'd be dead. But I don't know how you would feel like.
Okay, so he just confirmed he doesn't believe in heaven. Fake Christian. He's been trying to do a fake Christian LARP recently. Everybody's calling him out for this. They think he's copying Sam Hyde because Sam Hyde has been, hinting that he believes in God now, which, by the way, is probably also fake. But now all of a sudden Mersh is like Mr. We're calling him out for having a satanic wedding, and all of a sudden Mersh is Mr. Christianity. Call him out for aborting his kid. He's Mr. Christianity now.
You're just sorting through this dead guy's stuff. And so much of his last years were spent obsessing over me that his family legitimately thought the guy liked me. And then they can't think of anything else the guy liked. Like, were they not close?
No. Nobody could ever be close enough to somebody to understand how somebody becomes a Mersh editor. I mean, let's be real. By the way, years. He spent years. Let's go ahead and see what was the first _Mersh video uploaded? Was it? Oh, yes. 1 year ago. Okay. So it was a year ago. So he spent year. And in that tiny amount of time, he became more popular than you. Using your content. Absolute insanity.
Weird.
Yeah, that is weird. There's something just a little off and weird about that. So we should watch an _Mersh video, to cap all this off.
Mm-hmm.
I figured the best way to do it would be Mersh actually talking about _Mersh. Here's an _Mersh video.
Today.
By the way, I was talking to Alex Stein about the _Mersh channel.
That's crazy. So not only was it bothering him so much that _Mersh existed, Alex Stein gets brought into this, and Alex Stein knows who he is.
And even Stein agrees. He's like, I know they don't like you. He's like, but I don't think they realize, like, they're keeping you in the algorithm. Like, they're keeping.
This is exactly what I was saying. This is exactly what I was saying. This is like the only guy you've got on YouTube trying to, who has your back to get people over to Rumble is a guy who thinks you're retarded.
People, like, checking out your show. I'm like, I know. Why do you think I don't care?
The only Mersh flipper.
Seems like he doesn't care. Yeah, and then _Mersh says, yes, you should be thanking me.
And I had just dropped the kids off, and I was driving to my friend's house for football.
Okay, now Aaron's talking about taking a shit.
And I was
_Mersh. It's one of these gay Podawful projects where every time, like, I made a new account, he would make that account but with an underscore in front of it because he's so clever.
Okay, so what happened, Mersh? Am I dead? Holy shit, am I dead? Is that why I felt a skeleton on me a minute ago? Hey, hang on a second. So now I've got, listen, this is why he thinks it's a troll. He thinks it was me. Mersh has been convinced the entire time that _Mersh was me.
And literally the only fucking who fell for it, the two fucking that actually fell for it were Chris Pavlovsky and fucking Siraj.
Oh, the CEO of Rumble and the guy who was there, who was the ROTC contact for Rumble, the guy that Mersh is now trying to sue secretly, by the way, Siraj, fell for _Mersh. They both not only followed, I remember when this happened, not only did they follow _Mersh on Twitter, they tweeted to him thinking it was really Mersh. If you go to the _Mersh account, it's like just the most retarded, like, obviously making fun of Mersh shit. But Mersh is such a perpetual dolt that it's indistinguishable. You can't tell.
The only ones.
And by the way, they were not the only ones. It's very funny that they did too, but I saw it all the time. Mersh's own fans fell for it all the time.
Everyone else is like, yeah, that's not Mersh.
That was his way. That was his sneak dish way of trying to make fun of the Rumble guys because he wants to sue them. That's the only reason he said they're the only ones. It was tons of people.
Watching _Mersh, and I'm watching Mersh, and his show basically now is like...
Yeah, what about Rakeda and Stein? Right? Yeah, Chris. I think you're right. Didn't Rakeda and Alex Stein fall for _Mersh and thought that was the real deal guy?
Probably, yeah.
I'm asking Chris. I saw he unmuted, but he's not saying anything, which is strange.
Oh, that was a different Chris in chat. It's a Smurf with Bud.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was you saying that because it's the same profile picture. Oh my gosh, I thought you had changed your name.
Smurf.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Well,
Chris.
Boudreaux in chat.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris in chat says, what about Rakeda and Stein? I think you're right. I think both of them also fell for it. Was like crazy. It would happen all the time. Because Mersh is always getting kicked off of Twitter. So he'd be coming up with new names all the time. And so anytime that one of these guys would go to look for him, they'd type in Mersh, and obviously _Mersh would come up. And they'd be like, I guess that must be him. Who else would want to be Mersh? Of course, Stein falling for it is especially funny because remember, Alex Stein wanted to sue me because some guy who wasn't me made a fake Alex Stein Twitter account. So he should know. Like, he should be able to detect these things, but even he didn't detect it.
Like, his internet shits out all the time?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, _Boudreaux. Sorry about that, Boudreaux. I saw that. I just saw the profile picture and thought that was Chris.
And he bitches about the internet. And
Not anymore, baby. Frontier.
Makes service calls to Spectrum, and he, like, whines and complains to Spectrum. But, like, he never switches, or he doesn't go to Starlink, or he doesn't go to Frontier, he doesn't pay for the better service.
So Mersh, this is back when his internet was going out constantly. And now he gets the new internet service. He's like, I got no problems, baby. Nothing bad's ever going to happen ever again. And _Mersh is like, of course. He's like, something's going to happen. So...
The irony of this.
Is this a good song, by the way? If I get fucking banned on YouTube because of this, I'm gonna be real mad. And I will desecrate the grave.
Is that this was broadcast the day Frontier was at my house.
Okay, so everything's good.
Does Aaron think during the Christmas season that you can just suddenly switch internet providers within a day? Because that's not how the world works.
Well, you can, unless you're getting gussied.
He just sits there and bitches about his internet for like 6 months. And I've been watching this underscore Mersh guy.
Has it been?
Yeah, I know it's Filter. You don't have to tell me in chat that this band is Filter. Even though they only have one song everyone knows, I can recognize that this is Filter.
Hasn't been every day for 6 months. It's been on and off for 6 months.
And I'm watching it and I'm going,
hey man, nice shot.
This is where this is one of those spots where I realize
biggest show of.
Who would win in a fight? Aaron's tarantula or Mersh's Krang? Ooh, Mersh's Krang has his pinky to back him up too. I don't know.
Of the year, Aaron. Biggest show we had all year. I did last night. I don't know if you saw it, Aaron, but
I'm one guy. I'm not a we actually. It's just me. He's trying to he's trying to get rid of the queen moniker, so he's like, I'm not a royal we. Actually, I'm a guy. I'm just one man.
We flawlessly.
Who's we? Don't we?
Flawlessly did a 5-hour show last night.
Wow. No flaws detected. Mortal Kombat style.
Back there, you wanted to tell
Mersh Zero wins flawless victory.
Tally up what I made. Do you want to know how much I made last night, Aaron?
Somebody started a channel called Mersh Zero.
Definitely not a flawless victory.
No.
I deserve to know how much I made.
Yeah, this is funny. So Mersh just waddles away from his microphone and you can't hear him talk anymore. But of course, underscore Mersh puts this music over top of it. So it's even harder to hear him. But then underscore Mersh is like, nice audio. It's like, well, it's a little bit your fault too.
I think Aaron deserves to know how much I made.
It's yeah. Okay, nice audio, sure. I mean, yeah, it's nice if you like Filter.
But I'm pretty sure I cleared like
Good album art. Filter. Good album art. I gotta skip ahead. I can't. This is just listening to it. This is a music video at this point.
I have to order new stuff.
Oh, wait.
I have to order new stuff. I'm getting all new everything this year. I'm getting a Rodecaster. I want to get a new monitor. I want to get
a Rodecaster. That's worse than the microphone you've got.
Cables.
Even though we can't hear you right now.
I'm getting rid of a lot of old shit this year.
That hasn't happened, by the way. I think this is from last year.
it would have been, yeah.
Yeah, because he said Christmas. So, or it's maybe at the very beginning of this year.
But yeah, it's a bad cable. It was.
What?
It's Christmas.
Oh.
It's a bad cable. Kramer Chris says.
Sometimes I shouldn't check in.
I'm still a little fuzzy.
Not every juice is worth the squeeze, you know? We can.
That shouldn't be the case now. It's not better?
Okay, just to be clear, instantly after he's like, haha, I've got Frontier now, no more issues. He's now having technical issues with his. Okay, this is a lot of just music, so.
Because if I can't hear it, it's literally not in. It's not my mic. It's not my board. It's the output from the board to the computer.
Do you think his board's inside his head? Is that? I swear, my board is my boredom. Watching Mersh.
Okay, is that it? All right, yeah, it's bad cables. I have to get a whole new board. I don't want to get new cables for my.
It's gonna be so tough. This dude. Underscore Mersh was fucking out there sacrificing for the rest of us watching the most boring streamer of all time, Mersh, for these tiny little funny nuggets. Angie, please be careful. Okay?
Yeah.
Do not, we can't lose you. Please.
My old board.
Convinced this took years off his life.
100%.
I'd rather wait till I get a Rodecaster, new cables. I'm going to fucking redo this whole studio. Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah,
hopefully he redoes it into my plan for Aaron Imholt's studio, and he just buries himself in the dirt.
It's literally, that's why sometimes I can't hear it, because I'm perfect. And then
oh yeah, I mean, just as God made you.
It's literally everything's mixed out, and then the output, like the main mix.
This is a radio guy, by the way, trying to explain this stuff. He can't get a fucking word out about it.
Out cables, sometimes they get wonky, and I don't hear that.
Wonky?
Okay.
You don't have wonky.
That's a good edit. That's a good edit right
Because
there.
I'm not listening to the show.
I don't belong on the internet because I.
So anyway, as I was saying, Aaron, I made like $2,900 last night, and we streamed for.
I hope it lasted you the rest of the year because
5 hours.
We know how this story ends, by the way, and it's with Mersh streaming every single night for fucking 50 days because he's broke.
And I had more people watching me.
If you made $1 million, that'd be impressive. If you made $1 million in one night streaming, that'd be incredibly impressive. But if a month later you had no money, it would start looking less impressive.
On Rumble than you have on Rumble and YouTube combined any day of the week. By droves. By droves.
Yeah, so _Mersh said, so convenient the numbers are real when it's convenient to you. Yeah, this was after Mersh had admitted himself that the numbers on Rumble are fake.
We dominated Rumble last night. We were Rumble last night.
That's like being the sewer. Nobody cares. Okay. The only people watching then are Jewish. Sewer Jews, they call them.
Tunneling Jays.
I don't know if it's 2,900. Again,
Teenage Mutant Sewer Jews.
And I might be double counting shit. Like a
rock. Frugal rock.
I mean, honestly, why don't I just look at... Why the fuck am I not just looking at Stripe?
What is this? Just playing like a random band.
I can't just play the songs. Again, this is why I could never do the _Mersh. Oh, his internet went out. That's why. So, oh my God. So he's like, yeah, I got Frontier now. I'm good. Never going to have an issue ever again. And then he's zooming in because Mersh froze here. Then you get the Rumble Studio logo because it went away.
A little hiccup. Sorry, guys. Little hiccup. little internet fart.
What happened?
Dashboard. Take me to my dashboard.
Okay,
yeah. Is he playing the song like Such a Shame because his music went out? Because he's doing it?
Listen, I'm not a musical man. I don't know how music works or why anyone would do it. But there is, hang on a second, there is one more little thing in here that I think is worth a watch because I mentioned this earlier. It happens to be this clip right here. This happens in. Here's Mersh's thoughts on me and porcelain.
Buying it. Gordon called him Robbie Don't Live No More. Yeah, when he...
So a guy who used to be a fan of Mersh and then became a make funner of Mersh called Robbie... What was it? Robbie Don't Care. Robbie Don't Care. You might remember that name if you've been around long enough. Robbie Don't Care. He was a big Mersh fan before, and then he started making fun of Mersh. I don't think he ever was like a Podawful guy, really. I think in fact, he did not like Podawful, but he died. And so Mersh celebrated it. So this is this is the opposite of what was happening with _Mersh. This was from a while back.
He jumped in front of a car. I howled. It was one of the funniest things ever. You know what I mean? If fucking, if fucking porcelain got on the tube, I would laugh hysterically.
I don't know what the beep raped. I'm not sure exactly what. I understand tube. I understand that he's not talking about Aaron Imholt when he says on the tube. He means the subway there. I have no idea what was underneath that beep.
If Podawful went through his fucking windshield, I'd laugh hysterically. I wouldn't actively wish it on anybody. I'm not that bad of a person. But when bad happens to bad people, I'm like, you know what I mean? Fuck that guy. Who cares? Who cares about Robbie? Don't care.
Mersh's sister. Oops. Who cares? Oh, so she died? Who cares? Oh, you got raped by a baby? Who cares? I would never wish that on anyone. I wouldn't wish that on the baby. I wouldn't wish that on Kanye West.
But stop being disingenuous. I hate that shit. I hate the disingenuousness. I just felt bad, felt bad. Did you feel bad? Why did you keep watching it? You know what I mean? Because, I'll be honest with you. I don't like gore. I don't like, like the cartel videos where they're like...
Didn't somebody else go flying through a windshield, Mersh? Oh, all right, Megan. Yeah. Now, isn't it interesting? Isn't it fascinating how his tune changed with _Mersh? Why isn't he celebrating it? What is it? There's something there. There's something very, maybe it's just because _Mersh's brother reached out to him. Maybe it's what I thought, the theory that he had to look in the mirror for that moment. But something got to him in all of that. And I don't fully understand it. I don't know if we ever will, unfortunately. But anyway, okay. So 07s, obviously, F's in chat or whatever for _Mersh. We will miss you. This has been a Mershmorial. And it sucks, man. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's I didn't know you super well, but you were a big supporter of Podawful, and I hope you continue to be for a while after your death. We had a guy called Small Ryan. He was a midget, and we knew one day he would die. He was like one of those tiny, you didn't inflate it enough water balloons, and you could tell that one's just it's gonna be a problem one day. And sure enough, he did a normal human amount of drugs. That's too much. And he passed away. He exploded. His belly burst or something. And he was a good friend of the show. We loved him. Small Ryan, we called him. And again, 3 years he stayed in the pizza fund like a true henchman, a true soldier. So we wish the same for _Mersh. By the way, Mersh and Royce... What? Go ahead, Scott.
Nobody ever said too soon for Small Ryan, though.
Well, I mean,
it was not in his eulogy.
It was not.
Nobody ever said that.
Well, okay, so by the way, they went on slightly.
Well, he was young, but he was old for a midget.
Remember Slightly Offensive with Elijah Schaffer? They've been on that before. ROTC went on it again. Let's take a look here. Slightly Offensive. Elijah Schaffer, a guy who's in the closet, but the closet has a screen door.
Well, maybe if you stopped acting like a dirty, rotten... No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to say it on the show today.
Okay, that is a level of gay I was not prepared for, even though I know who I talked to Milo Yiannopoulos about Elijah Schaffer one time, and he seemed to agree with my assessment. That guy might be able to tell. So...
This woman right here on my screen is going viral today.
Whoa. Okay. Now you've got this woman on my screen, and then it's Royce and Mersh as well.
Quite possibly.
No warning. This show has no fucking warning that anything's about to happen. What is Mersh doing? Hang on a second. Wait a tick. Let's go back. Sorry, this is Rumble. So
dirty, rotten. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to say it on the show today. This woman.
Oh, God. Why is it freezing?
Right here on my screen is going viral today.
Mersh is digging. Look at him. He's digging in his drawers.
Quite possibly for all the right reasons, or depending on who you ask, all the wrong reasons.
His pinky is going. What is he shoving? Is he scratching?
Mother of a young kid, and
they had to take him off screen. Somebody had the sense to go, what the fuck? This guy doesn't know he's on camera, and he is reaching. He's reaching! Bang, 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 bang.
The Stop Racism account posted a video of her.
They're talking about our favorite new character online, Super Inward Lady. You're allowed. Not only are you allowed to say it, but they'll respect you for it. You make money doing it. You become the king of black people now when you say it. And of course, now you make $1 million by saying it. Mersh is the only guy who has made no money saying the N-word now.
Only 5-year-old autistic black kid, the N-word. Now,
that's horrible.
Well,
that's disgusting.
Okay.
Super bald Mersh, by the way.
This is not a good start to the story because I'm going to seek to defend her later in the show. So this is not really a good start for my case here.
What did the kid do?
That's what you have to ask, because what we're going to find out today is we're going to be breaking
this. I can't listen. This sounds like a bathhouse.
Down a very deep.
It kind of looks like a bathhouse. There's water everywhere for some
situation of this woman's life is being targeted. Now, is she in the right or is she in the wrong?
Royce, Mersh, and Elijah Schaffer. It's like half the Village people.
This is the only show I know, except for maybe these guys' shows too, who would seek to defend a woman calling a disabled black kid the N-word. However, I think there is a defense here, but I want to hear your guys' opinion. Anyway, it's approximately 8-something p.m. Eastern time in the United States.
It's approximately 8-something. That's about as approximate as you can get.
Let's start the show.
Also, in the United States, there's like how many fucking time zones in America? Anyway, so here's slightly offensive. I think is what this is called. Which, by the way, starts off with a gay club pulse dance beat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard this somewhere before. But...
Well, yeah, the club you go to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my, so they've got Mersh. They've given him prop money. It's real money, but they've given it to him as a prop so that he can dole it out like, like back in his strip club days, which I'm sure he's about to bring up. The whole episode, he's sitting there thinking about where every single one of those $100 bills landed, going, okay, if I could just, maybe if I put my foot on top of this one. And I just, oops, I dropped my phone. Let me just, oops-a-doodle.
Royce looks a little bit at home dancing to that music.
Yeah. Wow. Cool arms. Jesus Christ. Mersh looks like he's got cancer.
What does copy mean?
Mersh looks like he's trying to figure out if he can throw it like a boomerang so it will come back.
Yes.
You better.
The only time Mersh's money has ever come back to him. Never in gambling, never in crypto, never in stocks.
I'm Hispanic. I'll steal it. I'm sorry, but I'm suing.
Oh, he's suing. Of course he is.
Gimmick infringement. This is a Nightwave bit. You gotta get the money guns. This is a patented Nightwave Radio bit. That's how you do it.
Yeah, Mersh bought one of those money guns for Nightwave, and he did it because he saw it on Red Bar, a patented Nightwave bit.
That's how you do it. Wow. Well, it seems like one of you is really good at throwing money. I wonder if that has anything to do with... Yeah, why are you so good at throwing dollar bills? What have you...
Okay, here we go. It's strip club talk time, everybody. And if you want to hear it, we're going to cover this episode in a Pod After show. Join the Pizza Fund, podawful.pizza, and get immediate access to our live Pod After show right after this, as well as all of our after shows and other band and archive content over at the Pizza Fund, podawful.pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza.
Pizza.
Podawful.pizza.
Okay, guys, any final words about our good friend _Mersh before we go into the pizza fund? You guys want to share?
Rest in power.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rest
He
in power.
almost convinced me that I liked Mersh for a moment. He made his content watchable.
Oh, because you. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
RIP.
you also fell for him being the actual Mersh. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it almost does make Mersh watchable. There's something to it. Mersh, if he had one smart idea, one good inclination, one not dumb bone in his body, he would have hired _Mersh to just edit his show for him, make it watchable, make it something. If it was purposefully a lol cow show where he just says he does his normal thing and then a guy comes in afterward and just puts music behind it and goes, here's the funny parts. Yeah, that'd be a great show. That would be a good guy. Well, we'll miss you. Shout out to _Mersh's family, and I'm sorry for your loss. R.I.P. Sounds like your brother was a great guy, and he will be missed.
If you're live streaming the funeral, make sure you send the link on to Jesse.
We'll watch we would love to attend the funeral, everybody. Join the Pizza Fund. We'll see you over there in just a bit. The Pod After Show. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, have an awful day. Bye.
They're cyberbullying me to death. They're cyberbullying me to death. They're cyberbullying me to death.